My name is Bridget Goldstein. I'm a spiritual director, teacher, and founder of aridspirit.org. Arid Spirit is an online space where you can go and find rest and explore your spiritual path in a safe and non-judgmental environment. One of my passions is helping people become more aware of the beauty and wonder in this time and space. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some unconventional ways to plug into source energy. What is source energy, you might be asking? That's a great question. So when I think of source energy, I think of very strange things. I think of wonderful chocolate lava cake. I think of just a really, really great day at the beach. Wonderful things that really make me know that life is beautiful and wonderful. Some people may call source energy God, Holy Spirit, the divine. I haven't really found, sorry, I have a little dog hair here. I haven't really found a name that fully resonates, because every name that I think of for source energy seems to be too limiting. So what I've come to recently is the concept of love. So that is what source energy is to me. And I believe that we are all fully connected to that energy source when we come into this lifetime. So you may be asking yourself, Bridget, if that's the case, why are you doing this video? That's another great question. And the answer to that question is because we get disconnected. How do we get disconnected? Think of your connection to source energy with the outlet, using the outlet. You have probably seen these around your house, your neighbor's house, maybe the neighborhood in general. So connecting to source energy is like a plug. You plug in. And when you plug in, there's the cord that is our physical being, correct? So that is what gets kicked loose. And how does it get kicked loose? Hi, Maria. It gets kicked loose, one of the ways is by judgment. Judgment of ourselves or others' judgment of us. Phrases like, why can't you be like that person? Or, you're doing it wrong. Or, you think that? Those phrases can be a kick to your connection to source energy. Another kick can be trauma or abuse. Definitely emotional abuse or neglect can be a strain on that connection. And chronic illness as well. If you just are not feeling 100% at any given point in time, your connection to source is probably going to be not as strong as it could be. Another kick is demands on our time. I know me personally, I work too much. And I also sometimes overcommit myself. And that kicks the connection as well. So once disconnected from source energy, your reconnection may not look like what it looked like before. I'll give you an example from my life. I was heavily involved in the church at one point. I was pretty high up, well entrenched in the women's ministry of my denomination. And at the same time I was in that denomination, I was exploring energy work and also developing the Arid Spirit website. And the energy work took me to the chakras and crystals. So I was very excited to share what I had learned and what I had experienced and the feelings that I was getting with the energy work and the crystal healing. So I put those things on my website, and I shared the website with the members of my women's ministry. Shortly after I did that, I got a call from my pastor and asked to go and meet with him. And in that meeting, he very gently told me that I was on the wrong path. And that kicked it almost all the way out. But then the women's ministry said if I continued along that path, in other words, if I didn't take these things off of my website and gear people going toward Jesus again, then in fact I wouldn't be welcome. And I said, okay. So my connection to source energy was kicked out the wall. So here is my connection. The connection doesn't work anymore. In fact, I may have, get electrocuted if I try to connect again this way. So I went along the path of my energy work and my crystal healing and found some amazing ways to connect to that source energy and continue that relationship with the divine. And I'm going to share those with you today. 3 of them. I have quite a few, but I'll share 3 of them with you today. Before I start to share, I'd like to read a quote from Emily Bronte, which really kind of speaks to how I feel when I'm in source energy and connected fully with source energy. I'm wearying to escape into that glorious world and to always be there, not seeing it dimly through tears or yearning for it through the walls of an aching heart, but really with it and in it. And that to me is what connection to source energy is. So the first way I'm going to share with you how I connect is through oracle cards. Oracle cards, in case you are not aware, are similar to the tarot cards. However, they're less structured and more outside the energetic box. So the first oracle card deck that I got was Doreen Virtue's Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. These are incredibly wonderful, and I've been doing oracle cards probably for about 2 or 3 years now, and this deck is still my go-to deck. And I'm going to share with you what one of the cards looks like. And so when I use these cards, what I do is I go and write in my journal a question that I am looking for answers or guidance. And this is one of the cards that came up for me in a reading. Sacred Space. So I created the sacred space that you see behind me. It's helped me really kind of, this room I call my Zen den, and it has helped me to Zen. Another deck of cards that I work with is The Keepers of Light by Kyle Gray. I got this set when I finally realized, I finally woke up to the fact that I am in fact a light worker. So these cards really help kind of drill into that light worker. And here's a card. And the phrase that comes with me today is dance with the universe. Isn't that beautiful? So that is one way that I connect with source energy. Another way that I connect is a little bit less wordy, and that is through crystals. For those of you who are not that familiar with crystals, they basically do all of the work for you. They work because they vibrate at a particular frequency. And the frequency that they vibrate at are the optimum frequency of health of your physical and energetic beings. So this is the first crystal that I'd like to share, show and tell with you. Here we go. Let me have you look at that. This is hematite. Hematite is a very grounding crystal. And you can either have the crystal close to you or hold it. How I use this crystal is I keep it with me at work on my desk. And as soon as I get that frantic call from a client, or my boss calls me and is griping at me again because he wants something done right away, I just take this lovely crystal, and the moment I pick it up, I feel the connection. It grounds me. It just like I picked it up right now, and I'm just like, zoop, there you go. But I hold it and I just rub it, and then it grounds me. So that's hematite. The next crystal that I am going to share with you is rose quartz. So I will share that with you there. And I do have a confession to make, everyone. I have a little bit of an issue with self-esteem. This is a great crystal for that. It vibrates to your heart chakra, self-love, and I just hold it, and about 15 minutes after, I feel really, really good. So you can hold them, or you can have them here and just have them around. This is one of my bigger pieces. The next thing that I'm going to share with you is something that folks don't really realize is a connection to source, and that is sound. Sound is vibration, and it works very similar to the way crystals work. Thanks, Maria. I'm going to share with you how I realized that chakras and singing bowls are the real deal. I was at the Renaissance Fair one time, and I was going through the shops, and there were crystal singing bowls. So I walked into the shop, I'm looking at them and I'm looking at them, and someone played one of them. I don't know how you say it. Played it. My root chakra went on fire. And the root chakra is kind of the, yeah. So that is how I knew that that crystal singing bowls, vibrations, and the chakras were the real deal, because you can't make that up. So what I would like to share with you is my Tahitian singing bowl, or Tibetan singing bowl, sorry, Tibetan singing bowl. So I am going to play this one for you. So you see that's very gentle. And I've worked with these singing bowls for a few years now. They were used in meditation for several classes that I took and training that I had been involved in. And I work with them so much that the moment I hear that note, and you may have kind of noticed that my voice kind of went down a little bit. The moment I hear that note, I go into a meditative situation. So that is just a connection right away. I don't really have to sit down, sit in a pose. I just cling, and that gets me to my connection with Source. So another sound connection is music. I am a huge blues fan. So whenever I hear B.B. King and that guitar of his, or Louis Armstrong and that wonderful horn and voice, it just gets me. It just, I mean, just now thinking about it, it's so yummy. So that is connection to source energy. And so many people try to connect with source energy by sitting in a particular place, a room. You have boxes to check off, and this is what you have to do, and things like that. But really, connection points, outlets are all around you. So next time you are in your car driving and turning on your radio, pay attention to your body. Check in with your body and see where your body is connecting, because I bet that it's connecting through that song and through that music. So to wrap it up, we have looked at 3 unconventional ways to plug into source energy: oracle cards, crystals, and sound. And I would like to invite you to look for ways to plug into source energy for yourself. And I would love to hear about your experience, good or bad. So go ahead and check, see what you can plug into, and let me know in the comments below this video. I'm sure it will still be going on. So I would love to hear what you guys connect with and how you guys and gals connect to source energy. So that is what I have. I know that I have just a little bit of time, so does anyone have any questions? Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here with me and allowing me to share my experiences with you. And I will see you next time. Thank you.